Hi, have you been in a holiday together with your spouse, like ever? Or if you had, how did it go? Did it go well? Did it go as you expected? Did you have fun? Did you manage to talk about things? Were you both happy when you came home? Well, I have had different kind of holidays, and my husband and we try to arrange so that we can take a few of these holidays just for two of us, just short trip to somewhere, just to spend time together without kids and without all the fuss. We have somehow managed to get ourselves a routine of a couple's holiday, and I thought that I share it with you and share what I have noticed when I have talked with other people about their holidays with their spouses. I think the worst mistake is to book too many things to do on your holiday. Many people like to go to museums and do sports and go everywhere, see everything that there is to see. But I have managed to get it in my head a long time ago, in very different kind of circumstances, that wherever I am, I always think that I will come back here again one day. And that's why I don't have to see everything that is to see over there. And I can be more relaxed and just pick a few things to do. This was actually when my children were small and I didn't have a chance to go to museums or arts exhibits or anything like that, and I was somehow sad about that. But the same principle applies when you are traveling with your spouse. Although this time you have to think, although in those days too, that what you have at hand is more important than all the museums and arts exhibits in the world. You have your relationship. So don't book too much to do. I have noticed that especially young couples book their holidays like they do a zillion things every day and they enjoy it. And yes, it can be fun, but it's not for your relationship. It's just for having fun. And there is maybe the mistake that young people think that there is time. There is endless amount of time and you are immortal still. But time goes by, and the bad thing about time is that maybe you don't have time with your spouse. If you don't have any kind of relationship, the whole relationship may end to various kinds of things. They find somebody who thinks that they understand them, or you just don't have anything in common in a while. And that's especially if you have children and you have lived that life and then you do many things and then there just isn't anything. And other people that tend to do much things are those who don't want to talk. Do you recognize yourself, or do you recognize that situation? Have you acted sometime in your life so that you have been doing so much that you are not reachable? Well, that's not wise either. It's like putting everything under a rock, and there is no sense in that. It's better to sit and talk, preferably before the holiday starts, but if not before, then during the holiday. Of course, it's not ideal to book a hotel and fly to the other side of the world, or at least somewhere where it's beautiful and warm and sunny, and then start to talk about the difficult things. But you have to talk about them somehow, in somewhere, at some point, or again, it all ends. But my husband and we have gathered this kind of routine. It just forms automatically. We didn't plan it, like sit and plan, but it just formed. So we wake up 8 or 9. We usually, well, It can be that we live in a hotel, or then we just have an Airbnb room, but we eat something small and have our shower and do all our morning stuff, and then we just lay in the bed and talk to one another and just be and just take that quality time for ourselves in the morning. And that's important. That's extremely important. And as I am a person who likes to do things and start early, it was a little bit of a thinking and thinking that this is really important. This isn't just some stuff, but it's important to have that time and book that time during the day. And when you book that time, then you know that nothing interesting is going to happen while you are in your hotel room or your bed just lying and being. Nothing happens. You are not missing anything. You are not skipping anything nice or fun. That is the fun. And if you do it, and if there has been some kind of coldness between you two, then it might restore itself so that you are again comfortable and warm and close to each other. Of course, if there are some real issues, some difficulties, you have to talk about them. But there isn't a better time to talk about them. But book that morning and just be together. And after that, about noon, we go to a cafe and have our breakfast. And the day starts there. And we are both in good mood and good spirits and relaxed. And in the afternoon, it's, of course, you have to exercise somehow, something when you are on holiday. Otherwise, you get queasy and feel bad. So we usually walk. We walk from one place to another about, 20 kilometers a day. I have sensible shoes, although they are high, so I can walk. We walk to the seashore. We see the beach, we see the old town, we see whatever there is to see. And just walk hand in hand if we can, and talk. Because when you are walking, you are talking about different things than you talk when you sit the other side of the table than the other. It's totally different. And when you are in another environment than your home, then you do not do the normal things, the everyday things. You don't wash clothes, you don't wash dishes, you don't do things like that. So you have all the time in the world when you are on holiday together, just two of you. And of course, feel comfortable to sit in silence or walk in silence too. It's a different thing if you do not have anything to talk about, then you should be worried and start to talk about what's around you, what you can see. We always observe very keenly where we are, what people do, how do they live, what kind of cars they drive, what kind of beaches they keep, what kind of dogs are there, what kind of I of course look how women dress, how they do their hair, do they wear makeup or not. I look at these things, and there is very much differences in different countries how ladies do that. Are there lots of young people around? And then you can think, how is it at home? Is it similar or is it different? How is it different? And do these people do it better, or do you? Are they happier than you are? There is so many things to observe. There are so many things to talk about. You don't have to talk about the immediate issues of your relationship, and I don't recommend that, because then you are ending up in a holiday that nobody wants to go. You don't want to go to a holiday to talk about your troubles if you do not have like 10 times as much fun and one portion of difficult conversations. But I have noticed that in this kind of holidays, it often happens that once during this 4 days or week that we are away, one of us starts to talk about something that we haven't talked about never before. And that's something that comes from this being together, bonding together, trusting each other, and being open and being relaxed and being together, just two of us. And there are things that I said that sometimes we cry, sometimes we laugh when we start to talk about these kind of things. For example, what we hope from the future, what we want to do, what I want to do with this channel thing, and do I want to continue or do I want to pivot to something totally different? And my husband talks about he's writing and he's worried about his physical health, and it's always a different thing. But I can say that from every holiday that we have been just like this kind of couples holiday, there has been something that we have brought home. Some idea, some like revelation that we have come to in that holiday. And that's something that we wouldn't do unless we go way together, just the two of us. And how dull our life would be if we didn't have these ideas of what to do. And that's the real gift from this kind of a holiday, from this couple's time. The time that if you have children, if you have dog and a grandma and a parrot, it's totally different. You don't think about yourself and you don't think about just two of you. You have to think all the time the other folks that are around. And you know that. If you look at the mirror, you know that somebody looks back, but you don't have very good recollection who. But these are extremely important. Extremely important. If you have the chance to travel away, or if you don't have a chance, then just do something, just the two of you. And of course, our day continues. We usually take a break in the afternoon if we have a time. Sometimes we end up strolling so far that we hardly get back to dinner, but we have dinner, and we usually had, or earlier, my husband wanted to go to these kind of fancy places, and we went, but I didn't like them. It was some kind of a stress to me all the time, because you have to book a table and you have to be there in a certain time, and I'm not good with this timing things. I am very punctual. I'm always on time everywhere, but it causes stress to me. So I'm much more like just go to some local diner and eat there. Eat pizza, eat salad, eat something simple, something that local people eat, and it's usually good, and it's quite healthy if you take it that way. And of course, in the dinner we mainly just have fun and observe other people that are eating, and what kind of restaurant is that, and that kind of things that like keeps our mind going. And after dinner, it's usually 1 or 2 drinks in some cafe or whatever the places are where we are currently. And then we are sleeping at 12. And that's something that we have. My husband always wants to continue the night, but I don't, because if I don't go to bed at 12, I'm like Cinderella. I'm turning into a pumpkin. No, I'm feeling bad. I start to feel like feel bad, feel dizzy, feel nauseous, feel unpleasant, and then I don't sleep well because I wake up anyway early in the morning. So it's not good for me to stay up later than 12. But my husband accepts that and comes to sleep with me, and then we wake up bright and early next morning. And that's one thing, to make a compromise, to try to try to live those days like for both of you. If one wants something and the other wants something else, then just compromise and try to pamper each other and do what other spouse wants to do. Because you have no limits when you are on holiday. You don't have schedule, you don't have children who need you or grandparents who need you. No. Enjoy that time together. And being able to talk, being able to rest, being able to be in silence, be able to just sit quietly with each other. That's the thing that is important. That's the thing that you need if you want to create authentic relationship. Because you can have it, but you can also lose it. It's a very narrow window to have an open relationship with somebody, like really authentic. And if they feel that they are hurt somehow, they close themselves. They look the same, they act almost the same, but they are not open anymore. And they are not willing to put themselves like vulnerable position for you and with you. And these holidays together, our moments together, are the ones that carry a long time during the autumn and winter to come. Do you have any ideas or any suggestions that I would add to this? I hope you have a great day. I see you soon. Goodbye.